And tequila in general is more regulated in Mexico than the actual government is. Tequila is broken down into two different areas of growing. Agave is broken down into two different areas of growing. There's highland and there's lowland. The highland agaves typically get a lot more sunlight. They grow a lot bigger. They're a little fruitier for that reason, a little sweeter for that reason, whereas the lowlands tend to be earthier. They're much smaller. They're a little more low yield. They don't get as much sunlight, so you get almost an earthier flavor. So a lot of tequila distilleries will source from either the highlands or the lowlands for their agaves. So they'll offer two very different profiles, particularly with the agave. So the agaves, after about 8 to 12 years of maturity, will be about 80 pounds with all the, it's called the piña, after they cut all the fronds off it. It's just a big bulb, and they take it and they macerate it, and it's about 80 to 100 pounds. And it takes about, I think, 2 or 3 of those to produce a bottle of tequila. And I mean, that's a generalization. I'm not sure exactly what the production rate is, but I mean, it's 12 years, 3 agave. I mean, it's a very low yield, I believe, and it takes a very long time to produce them until they're ready. So, and tequila in general is more regulated in Mexico than the actual government is. It's called the CRT, which is the regulatory committee in Mexico, and they will be in the distilleries every single day checking the distillery, checking the barrels, checking the process. I mean, if there's too many flies in the distillery, they'll shut them down. If there's funny business going on with the barrels, I mean, those barrels are sealed by the CRT and they are not allowed to be opened unless there's a CRT member there. So it's very regulated down there, and they're very particular about the process. That being said, they can only grow agave in certain regions and still call it tequila. Anything out of the 5 regions, it's mezcal. So they might rework the states to have more tequila producing states to make tequila, but right now you can only produce tequila from 5 states in Mexico. As far as tequila goes, Ocho is a brand that will, they'll do vintages of their agaves. So you'll have one of their fields in 2009 that they'll only source agaves from that field that year. They'll bottle it that year, and you'll never see that vintage again. So you're starting to see a little bit more like, almost like single vineyard when it comes to wine in the tequila field. So it's really interesting seeing how a year's tequila is different, how it's different in 2009 to 2010. Same field, just a different year. And I mean, agave in general, it takes 8 to 12 years for these agaves to mature. So it's a labor of love for sure.